your identity at least is being played as spokesperson Karnataka BJP, which you are, but we are asking you these questions in the capacity of being the former Commissioner of Police, where Bengaluru is concerned. So therefore, I ask you another question, from what you just answered. So you're suggesting 5,000 police personnel were enough, but their job had to be earmarked, which clearly it didn't seem it was.
See, it is not the question of having a ratio over there. Sometimes you have to manage crowd with less police personnel. You cannot produce police personnel. 5,000, mobilizing 5,000 police personnel in about 1 hour is actually a very difficult thing. The commissioner may have done it over there. But it takes time to brief them, equip them, and have a plan. There is something called a bandobast scheme. There is something called an exit plan. There is something called a riot scheme. We did all these things, were all these things in place. And you need a lot of ropes for crowd management. Nothing of that kind was absolutely present here. And the entire attention was to felicitate the players despite knowing well, but that is not the correct way. So that is why you have paid such a huge price for that, for absolutely unprepared way of conducting a program. And that too done in great hurry. Which was not at all necessary. It could have been done 3-4 days later also.
Mr. Bhaskar Rao, now, I'm going to switch to asking you a political question because you're representing the BJP as well from the state of Karnataka as their spokesperson. So the question I ask you, Bhaskar Rao, is that your party today is asking for the resignation of Siddaramaiah. Accountability needs to be fixed immediately. But when you ask for the resignation of the chief minister, you should be prepared to tender in those resignations as well. It didn't happen as far back as Goa chief minister with that horrible stampede that took place at the temple in Goa. No resignation came there. No resignation came when the stampede happened in Uttar Pradesh, Kumbh. Then why ask for resignation of the Karnataka chief minister? Because you were unprepared to resign yourself.
See, every situation is absolutely different. You cannot compare each and every situation. Kumbh is different, Goa is different, Karnataka is different. In Karnataka, we all knew the writing on the wall. Since yesterday night, uncontrolled frenzy celebrations were going on. So why add fuel to the fire? Kumbh is different, Goa is absolutely different. It was a total different gathering over there. That, knowing very well that danger is lurking around, people are unsafe. In fact, yesterday night itself, 2 deaths took place because people were riding in a reckless manner. Seeing all these things, what was the great hurry to do it? That is what I'm asking. And the party is very right in demanding the resignation of the chief minister because he is absolutely uncared. No, absolutely not at all bothered carrying his shawl, carrying the garland and putting the Mysore Peta on these people. When people are dying outside, being run over, and police are having a tough time inside a function, and the deputy chief minister has the temerity to say, "We shortened. You should. Why did you?" Not shorter, you should have just
Mr. Rao, appreciate you joining us. We're going to let it be, but I want to just add one thing. Because you said the situation was very different in other states. No, sir, the situation wasn't different. What's different is because you were on the other side of the political divide. If resignations need to be tendered, and I believe they should be tendered. They should be tendered by the... Sir, allow me to... Sir, I'm talking to you. Sir, we had a conversation as you being the former Commissioner of Police, and I agree bang on with what you said. But as a political spokesperson, then if you ask for something, you should be able to tender in the same, because otherwise it's nothing but politics. And I'll tell you why it was not so different. Kumbh, sir, it's the largest gathering on earth. So let's just leave it at that. But you've made fair points. And I actually do believe that resignations need to be asked, not just of Siddaramaiah, should have been asked earlier of the other chief ministers as well. But with that, appreciate you taking the time out, joining us. I want to immediately cut across to my colleague Apurva, and we'll bring in Alankrita Sahai, who's a prominent citizen of Bengaluru. But before that, Alankrita, allow me to go to the hospital where we have my colleague Apurva, who's joining us with the latest. What's the death count right now stands at 11. Unfortunately, Apurva, we hear that the fatalities could very well rise. Many injured, taken to different hospitals.
Well, that's right, Preeti. In fact, it's very unfortunate that what started off as a full day of Dhamaka celebrations ended with around 11 people who have succumbed to injuries, and several others feared, the count feared to just be increasing as we are speaking. Out of the 11, we are here at Boring Hospital where 7, people's bodies deceased have been, bodies have been kept here, while 4 are at Vaidehi Hospital. All of them who have been injured, they are being treated. Even as I am speaking to you, just 2 minutes back, we saw 2-3 ambulances at a stretch coming inside the hospital carrying possible, injured and victims as well who were being given medical treatment. In fact, Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, is also here at the Boring Hospital where he is interacting with the kith and kin of those who have been injured and also those who have lost their lives. The main question that is on everyone's mind is that why had there been such a lapse in arrangements that had been made? We were there at right outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium. We were there in what we were just missed. We missed the being part of the stampede, luckily, but the situation there was extremely difficult because there wasn't any place to move. Let me remind you, there wasn't any place forget vehicles to move or even people to move, even ambulances. When the news broke out that there was a stampede that took place and that people were getting grievously injured and ambulance were called in to rush in, there weren't any place for the ambulances also to make way. People were, there wasn't any possible way for people to give way because of the crowds that had gathered there. Yes, they had estimated that 40,000 plus RCB fans will be gathering here, but given the numbers there, it was definitely not 40,000 but way more than the fans had come. And these are fans that are coming from all walks of life, all ages, from across all places, who had come just to catch a glimpse of RCB after there had been an announcement saying that there was an open rally that was scheduled to take place between Vidhan Sauda and Chinnaswamy Stadium. Several people gathered there on the roads, all of them eagerly awaiting, just asking one question on their minds: is the RCB bus going to come now? Are they going to come through this route? Are they going to come through that route? Do we have to pay for the tickets? All of these questions, but there were no answers to be found. That's one of the major lapses that we had also found when speaking to the public as well. Enthusiastic fans, but unfortunately the kind of administration, do you call it administration fail? Do you call it the lack of the enthusiasm? Yes, the fans had, but why had they failed to take into account that if there were going to be these large number of people coming, shouldn't they have also been cautious enough and stayed safely and securely? Seeing the number, shouldn't they have gone back? All of these questions that are rising in people's minds, but there's been no answers that has been given. So far, the death toll is 11 people who have died in this unfortunate incident, while several others who have also been grievously injured. But, some have broken their hands, some have fractured their legs, some who were found limping. And this even amidst, a flutter of rain that took place for a brief 10 minutes there. And even during that time, even come rain or sunshine, the fans stayed there. Yes, the loyalty to RCB, but at what cost? That's the question that remains to be.
Well, you're right there. One would say the ultimate price today was paid by nobody else but the poor fans of RCB. Because like earlier, you had Mr. Atul Vasan, a cricketer himself, who pointed out, because everybody you see in the team, save one, practically cricket mercenaries. They will be picked up, they will accept the best bid in terms of money and go and play for that particular team. While the maximum skin in the game is for the fans of RCB. And today, 11 of those, due to the complete lack of planning, paid the ultimate price. And what was even worse, viewers, and I'll bring in Alankrita Sahai on that, was, other than the ultimate price, the ultimate insult. Because outside, as fans in a stampede were crushed, their bodies being taken away one by one, 25 injured till now, 11 dead till now. Inside, the show went on. The felicitation ceremony went on. Alankrita Sahai is with me. Alankrita, what was to be a moment of celebration turned out to be a moment of great, great tragedy.
Indeed, I I would say I'm falling short of words to express my discord for this particular management and the way, I think jaan hai to jahan hai. And the first and foremost thing that I think any organization, committee, management, the BCP, they need to understand that when after 18 years you're bringing a cup home, the density of population and the people involved who will show up for your people are going to be immense. So I, as a citizen or an individual watching this news, watching that victory turn into a vicious stampede, has caused a gruesome inconvenience to not just the janta, but to the
Madam,
government.
allow me to interrupt you, and I apologize. The reason I'm doing so is I just want to cut across to the former Karnataka Chief Minister, D.V. Sadanand Gowda, who's joining us on the phone line right now. Mr. Gowda, your first reactions, 11 dead today, 25 injured, what was to be a celebration, one of the biggest tragedies. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, certainly, it is quite unfortunate. And practically the stampede, everybody thinks that this is due to the irresponsible behavior of the citizens and all. It is not like that. See, after 18 years, we got the cup. And since last 4, 5, 6 days, the Karnataka people, especially people in Bengaluru, they were mad to receive these RCB players. And even all the political parties were praying God that we should get this. So in depth and in person, everybody prayed for it and everybody was eager to receive him. So is it not the responsibility of the government? Even the Chief Minister wished, even the Deputy Chief Minister wished. That means they should apprehend that some huge gathering will be there. And we should take proper care as far as the receiving of the players are concerned. But this is the utter irresponsible behavior of the Karnataka government. We lost the lives of 11 people at present, and few more are in the ICU also.
But, Mr. Sadanand Gowda, you're very right that accountability needs to be fixed and should be fixed. So the other question I asked you, sir, what was even a deeper insult today was the sheer fact while there was a stampede that was taking place outside, the show went on inside the Chinnaswamy Stadium. And that is not limited to just the Karnataka government. That's limited to the BCCI, it's limited to the IPL, and it's limited to the franchise as well. Everyone is responsible for snubbing the people of Karnataka who had come to the stadium to honor them.
Ma'am, I do concede that the irresponsible behavior and irresponsible responsibility that ought to have been taken by the Chinnaswamy Stadium and the BCCI. They ought to have taken care. They have handled this situation along with the state government. Both these people are so irresponsible, and even predictions were there. 5,000 police have been deputed. They are telling what those people, 5,000 police were doing. I don't know whether there was any plan to control the situation, or whether they left as it is and they too are enjoying the situations. See, this is a really, really very sad affair of the state government.
So one final question that I'll ask you, Mr. Gowda, because you yourself have been the former Karnataka Chief Minister. Do you, because your party today, which is the BJP, you represent the Bharatiya Janata Party today, is asking for the resignation of the Karnataka Chief Minister. Do you also ask for that resignation, sir? Because if you ask for that resignation, then you should have also asked for the resignation of the various chief ministers from the BJP government where stampedes have taken place, and it was only a month ago it took place in Goa.
No, we can't compare the stampede that has happened today and the other stampedes in other parts of the country. This was expected, and this was occasion. This is an occasion to enjoy the cup that has been received by RCB, and weeks together all the people used to pray God that we should get the cup. So there was enthusiasm in each and every man in Bengaluru. to see our players who received the cup after 18 years.
Okay.
I am certainly so motto the chief minister should resign. So motto the deputy chief minister should hold the responsibility. See, today, even after the stampede, the deputy chief minister was there on the stage. They were continuing the
Right. No, fair point.
It should, it should not
Fair
have
point,
happened as soon as.
Fair point.
as soon
And
as
each and
they-
every person, like I said, those visuals will not age well. It's something that I would reckon the Deputy Chief Minister will and should regret. But appreciate you joining us, Mr. Gowda, though you did say that those occasions were different, but the largest human gathering on earth, I think the crowds are expected in a Kumbh, and it happened there. But on the contrary, many would also say that look how the government then managed the largest human gathering at the Kumbh with one stampede, and look what the Karnataka government didn't do. So the politics will take place, but viewers, ultimately, will heads roll? That's the big question. It didn't happen in other states. Will it happen now? Thank you, Mr. Gowda, for joining us. Let's move on to news break that's coming in. And we also have Nikhil Naz, who's joining us in a short while, my colleague on ground in Bengaluru. The Prime Minister has condoled the death of the Bengaluru Stampede. Mishap in Bengaluru, absolutely heartrending. In this tragic hour, my thoughts are with those who have lost their loved ones. I pray that those who are injured have a speedy recovery. That's the Prime Minister tweeting out using the platform X, showing empathy, sympathy for those who have died in this monstrous stampede that took place today at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. I want to cut across right now to Nikhil Naz. And that's the sad part and the irony of it all, Nikhil. Because yesterday we were in the studio at the same time what one thought would be celebrations at the end of the day. Glory in sport to be celebrated today of where you stand, and what turned around was absolutely tragic, Nikhil.
That's right, Preeti. I think on a single day, I've seen the good, the bad and the ugly. The good, of course, the spirit of people in Bengaluru turning up in large numbers to cheer their team that had won a title. The bad was that majority of those fans did not get a chance to catch a glimpse of their favorite players because of how badly managed it was. And the ugly was actually seeing people that had fainted being carried off by security personnel in their hands because there were no ambulances on standby to take them to hospitals. We saw that up close. In fact, me and my camera person were in the middle of the stampede when it happened. It happened right outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium, outside the Cubbon Park metro station. And we were also trying to make our way through, and it started with a bunch of fans celebrating on one side, the other bunch trying to get to the other side to get a chance to get inside the gates. And in all that commotion, we did see a lot of people, succumb to this stampede, especially women and young kids. The one image that stays with me is of a young girl, no older than 15 years. She was being carried out by 3 security personnel because there were 2 ambulances on standby inside the stadium, but because the people that had fainted, the number of people that had fainted had been large in numbers, so the ambulances had taken them out, and then there were no ambulances available. So 3 private security personnel were lifting that girl up and running on the road because right outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium, no cars could come because the crowds had gathered. So there was no possibility of getting a private vehicle in also instead of an ambulance. So they actually ran about 500 meters to the main road where there was regular traffic running, and then tried to request people to take the girl to the hospital. But what I heard later from the organizers that it was too late. So she's one of those victims of the stampede. So as I said, I mean, it was going to be a day. I have somebody with me, a girl who went there, and she was talking to me. She wanted to narrate the ordeal that she went through as a woman, as a fan of Royal Challengers Bengaluru, trying to get inside the stadium. What did you experience?
So basically when it started, it was a moment of celebration, and we were really excited to see the players and what's going to happen inside. But as soon as we reached, it was more of celebration and more fear for girls. So we literally couldn't even enter, and even after entering, after a lot of struggle, we could just see being pushed here and there, and there was no respect. So, and we couldn't see any police people around us or anywhere where we could actually go to ask for help. So we just have to find a way, and the metros were closed. We couldn't rush back or anything. We were pushed, literally pushed. somehow I think most of us managed to come out of it, and right now we are glad that we didn't see the players inside. We just saved our lives, and we didn't actually were part of that celebration inside, because after we reached inside it would be even worse to get out of that.
What did you see outside? Did you see young kids, young girls?
Yeah, we serious kids were not even seen in that crowd. Parents were literally finding their kids. Seniors were running away that we don't want to be part of this, please let us go out. But the youth were just in the fun that we just want to see the players. They literally didn't care what's happening, or we should just rescue them or help them out. We could see people climbing the trees, climbing the towers. No one was bothered. Like, players became the only thing in their mind and the celebration. Yeah, but it was really bad. Like, we wish that this never happened. That, RC, the rally or the parade never took place. And it was as normal as usually when RCB wins.
Imagine now these are those fans that waited 18 years for a team to win, but you heard from this young girl saying now she wishes it never happened. This parade did not take place. I'll just mention a couple more points, Preeti, that I did experience. There were entry from about 12-13 gates you could enter, but the number of security personnel were very less. Now what usually happens during a game, you have the barricading, there are entry points, you have to show your tickets. None of that was there this time, maybe because there was no game and they did not prepare themselves like that. And the other thing is, during a game, the capacity is about 30,000. So only people with tickets turn up. Here, because there was no sort of communication as to who can come in, people thought it was first come, first basis. So any number of people could be allowed in. So 3, 4, 5 times the capacity that can really be handled by the security personnel or the stadium staff turned up at the ground. And that's why you had a situation where there was stampede, where people were trying to get in no matter from whichever corner. And I must also tell you, I was lucky enough to escape the stampede. We were also lucky enough to enter from a VIP gate. Rest of the gates, roughly, and I did see regular gates, there may have been 10 to 15 police personnel, but each gate there were about 10-15,000 people trying to get in, and only 10 odd police personnel manning those gates. But the VIP gate, where there was hardly anybody trying to get in, we were lucky enough to get in from the VIP gate. That had more than 100 police personnel, ensuring that VIP cars are allowed in without any hindrance. So that is how the security was also spread out on the day.
I want you to stay on with me, Nikhil. First up, we're really glad, that you and your camera person are fine. It's tragic of the story that you related of the young 15-year-old, because sometimes as reporters, we bear testimony to the most heart-rending scenes, and then we carry it for the rest of our lives. So I'm sorry for what you saw. We're sorry for that loss of that 15-year-old child. But stay with me. I'm going to come right back to you, Nikhil, because you want to speak a little more about why did the show just continue inside when people were dying outside. I want to come back to you. There's news break that's coming in. The Chief Minister of... All right, the Prime Minister has tweeted, but as well as the Chief Minister of Karnataka, I believe, has tweeted using the platform X. This is the tweet of the Prime Minister saying that I pray for the injured and the injured have a speedy recovery. Condolences to the dead. Let's move on now. The news break coming in from the Chief Minister of Karnataka, who has also used the platform X. All right. While we continue to play out the news break that is coming in, first reaction from the Karnataka Chief Minister on the Stampede, saying it is with great shock that we heard the news that several people lost their lives and others were seriously injured in a stampede during the RCB team's victory celebration at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. The pain of this tragedy has even erased the joy of victory. May the soul of the deceased rest in peace, and those injured and those undergoing treatment in the hospital recover as soon as possible. My condolences to the bereaved families who have lost their loved ones. The team was not allowed to march on the victory parade in anticipation of an unpleasant incident that could occur due to such a stampede and the crowd becoming uncontrollable. However, the accident occurred due to a stampede, and a stampede that occurred due to the crowds of people gathered near the stadium. I appeal to the public to understand that life is more important than love and affection, and to give priority and to give safety first priority. The words coming in from the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. Siddaramaiah. Viewers, let's quickly dip in to the ground report filed by my colleague Sagai Raj, and I want to go back to Nikhil after that. Let's quickly listen in.
दिया, एम्बुलेंस को नहीं बुलाया उन लोगों ने, एम्बुलेंस बुलाए गए तो उन लोगों को सीपर देकर उसको वेंटिलेशन के साथ लेके गए तो वो ज़्यादा परसेंटेज तो वो लोग जीने के लिए, लेकिन वो मरने के लिए बहुत यही करना है कि प्राइवेट व्हीकल में भेजा है वही।
As accounts continue to pour in, I want to go back to my colleague Nikhil Nas, who's was practically witness to the stampede, relating such incidents that he did. But Nikhil, I want to bring you back into the conversation, and the question that I want to ask, we continue to play what the Chief Minister of Karnataka stated, Mr. Siddaramaiah, practically suggesting that it's not that the administration and the state government did not factor in the kind of groundswell that could have happened, especially after last night's celebrations, where he said that that is why the reason that the victory parade was cancelled. The stampede didn't happen inside the stadium, it happened close to the stadium, urging people to put safety first, then love and affection as fans. I want to bring in Nikhil back into this conversation. And Nikhil, just give us a bit of perspective, because, you know, standing on the outside as a journalist, one would think that there was a complete disconnect, complete lack of empathy, because inside the show continued with the franchise, the players being felicitated, and outside, the fans who actually have the maximum skin on the game paying the ultimate price.
Well, that's right. There was this disconnect, definitely, Preeti, while the ceremony was happening. And I think the franchise, that is Royal Challengers Bengaluru, were aware of that, which is why the ceremony, which I was told was going to go on for about 2 hours, lasted only about 20 minutes. So it took time for the team to get there. That open bus parade that they were going to they were planning to have, that permission was denied, because they said at that last moment it probably will not be possible. Once the team reached there, they came in. It was a very short ceremony with just a couple of players talking, and then they took a round with their trophy and the players went back. As I said, there were a few cultural performances that had been planned. All of that was cancelled, and I think the news was still filtering in. I don't think they had the real number of deaths at that time. At that time, it was only being reported that some people have been taken to hospital, so they were in a catch-22 situation. But I think, speaking to the organizers, they thought that so many people have turned in. They are sitting inside the stadium, so they must at least, show them the trophy, at least do a trophy lap, and just a few words from the main players, that is the captain and Virat Kohli, and that's what they restricted themselves to. It's probably after that ceremony got over did the news start filtering in of how many people have actually died. So that is something that did happen. On the other count, you said, yes, the stampede did not happen inside the stadium. That's absolutely correct, because they did not allow any more people that can be accommodated inside the stadium to come in. So that, on that part, they're right. But it happened right outside the stadium. I'll give you an example. Let's take, I went to a FIFA World Cup a couple of years ago in Qatar. On the final day, you had overwhelming crowds turn up from across the globe to watch that final. It was played in Qatar, a small place. Metro was overwhelmed. There were more people that could be accommodated in Metro. People wanted to take the Metro to reach the stadium. And what I saw there is that there was security personnel at every Metro station ensuring that only limited people are allowed to get inside the Metro. When they come out, there were these points where security personnel would then allow you to form a line and then go towards the stadium. See, that's how you actually plan for a day where you're going to have a crowd swell. None of that planning had happened. As I suspect, the planning may have been, okay, this is another match day, let's plan for a match day. But as I said, on a match day, you have about only 30,000 people turn up because they are the ones with the ticket. Today, nobody knew how many people will be allowed. Everyone who came here thought that he'll be allowed to get inside the stadium. There may have been about 200,000 people that turned up, and you were clearly not ready for that.
Well, thank you, Nikhil, for joining us. And a sad day, a tragic day for cricket, and especially with what went inside the stadium and what went outside, a dystopian view of how we view life. So cheap. A quick break. Stay with us. On the other side is Gaurav Sawant.
Edge 60 Pro, the edge of excellence.
Long night?
You have no idea.
I got you.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro. Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the edge of excellence.
Hi, here are the top headlines presented by Motorola. RCB IPL win celebration in Bengaluru. DK Shivkumar welcomes champions. BJP slams Rahul for surrender remark. Calls it insult to armed forces. Monsoon session of parliament to sit from 21st July.
India Today, making sense of India. Subscribe now.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 36 and minimum 25 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 30 and minimum 23 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 39 and minimum 23 degrees. Bengaluru, maximum 29 and minimum 21 degrees. Chennai, maximum 35 and minimum 28 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 35 and minimum 25 degrees.
Co-presented by Century Ply Club Prime, Raho Befikar. Co-presented by Hint, Bade Aaram Se. Powered by NECC, Sunday Hoya Monday, Rose Khawan Day. Co-powered by the Karun's Clavis, made for epic journeys. No Stress Phenolics.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಧ್ಯರಾತ್ರಿವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಟಾಟಾ IPL ಮ್ಯಾಚು ಫೈನಲ್ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು ಅಹಮದಾಬಾದ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಆ ವಿಜಯೋತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು.
The Cricket Association had curated this event to celebrate RCB's victory.
ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಕೂಡ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಏರ್ಪಾಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
The government had also organized this event along with Cricket Association.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವಿಜಯೋತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿನ್ಸ್ವಾಮಿ
At the time of celebrating this event,
ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದುರಂತ ನಡೆದಿದೆ.
there was a huge mishap that happened.
ಜನ ಕಾಲ್ ತುಳಿತಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿ
People died because of stampede.
11 ಜನರು ಮೃತಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
11 of them have died because of the stampede.
33 ಜನರು ನೋವಿಗೆ ಒಳಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
33 of them have been injured. 11 died and 33 injured.
ನಾನು ಬೌರಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ, ವೈದೇಹಿ ಮಲ್ಯ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ.
I had paid a visit to Boring and Vaidehi Hospital.
ಈ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ದುರಂತ ನಡಿಬಾರ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು.
This tragic incident should not have happened.
ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಬಹಳ ದುಃಖವನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ.
Karnataka government expresses condolences for the tragic event.
ನಮ್ಮ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆಗೂ ಮೀರಿ ಜನ, ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳು,
People, fans had turned up beyond our expected numbers. Beyond our expectations, people had turned up for the celebration.
ಸುಮಾರು 1 ಲಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನ
There were more than 1 lakh people outside Vidhan Sauda.
ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧ ಮುಂದೆ ನಡೆದಂಥ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತ ಘಟನೆ ನಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ.
Outside the Vidhan Sauda, there was nothing untoward that had happened.
ಆದರೆ ಚಿನ್ನಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂನಲ್ಲಿ,
However, at the Chinnaswamy Stadium,
ಈ ದುರಂತ ಆಗಿದೆ.
this tragic incident has happened. Chief Minister making it clear that nothing happened at the Vidhan Sauda, but only at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, and it was very unexpected.
ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
This tragic incident was totally unexpected. We had not expected it, and neither did the Cricket Association.
ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂನಲ್ಲಿ 35,000 ಜನ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಸನ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು.
The stadium can accommodate 35,000 people. Siddaramaiah is listing down the reason why this tragic incident happened. He says that the stadium can accommodate 35,000 members.
35 ಆಸನಗಳಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ಅದು. ಆದರೆ 2-3 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
But 2 to 3 lakh people turned up.
2-3 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
A place that can only accommodate 35,000 people, 2 to 3 lakh people turned up.
ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
This was completely unexpected.
ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
We did not expect that so many people would turn up. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah making it clear that they were not prepared for the kind of frenzy that would turn up.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ ಬರಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಇತ್ತು.
They were expecting that a little more than what they could accommodate would come, but not to this extent.
ನಾನು ಸತ್ತ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ವಾರಸುದಾರರಿಗೆ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನ ಸತ್ತಿರೋರು ಯುವಕರು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಯುವಕರೇ, ಯುವ ಜನಾಂಗ.
A lot of young individuals have lost their lives.
ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Both men and women have lost their lives, but they're all very young.
ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಗಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ವಾರಸುದಾರರಿಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳನ್ನು
Chief Minister announces 10 lakh rupee compensation for the family of deceased.
ಸುಮಾರು 11 ಜನ ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 11 ಜನರಿಗೂ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳನ್ನು
10 lakh rupees would be given to the families of all 11 individuals who lost their lives at the stampede as compensation. Now for those who are injured,
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಉಚಿತವಾಗಿ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಸೂಚನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
to those who have been injured, free treatment would be given.
ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ
Those who have been admitted at private hospitals, they would also be receiving free treatment. The treatment expenses would be borne by the Karnataka government.
ಬೋರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಉಚಿತವಾದಂಥ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಾಯಾಳುಗಳಿಗೆ 33 ಜನ ನನಗೀಗ
73 individuals who have been injured. To all of them, there would be free treatment.
ಬಟ್ ಈ 33 ಜನರು ಕೂಡ ಅದೃಷ್ಟವಶಾತ್ 47 ಇಂಜರ್ಡ್ 47 ಕೆಲವರು ಔಟ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊರಟೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊರಟೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಸೇರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ 47 ಜನ.
Totally 47 have been injured. Some of them are already discharged after receiving treatment.
ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಇಂಜುರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನನಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗಳ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿರೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೇಂಜರ್.
Chief Minister speaks to doctor and it says all of them are out of danger.
ಯಾರು ಇಂಜರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೇಷನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಊಟದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಕೂಡ ಸರ್ಕಾರನೇ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತದೆ.
All requirements including transport and food to those injured would be taken care of by the Karnataka government.
ಇದು ಒಂದು ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತ ದುರಂತ.
Chief Minister making it clear that it was an unexpected tragedy that the government had not seen coming.
ಯಾರು ಈ ಕಾಲ್ತುಳಿತದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರ ಆತ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಶಾಂತಿ ಸಿಗಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ
We pray that those who lost their lives at the stampede attain peace.
ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಅವರ ಕುಟುಂಬ ವರ್ಗದವರಿಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಜನ ಯುವಕ ಯುವತಿಯರು, ಕೆಲವರು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
Some students have also lost their lives, we believe.
ಸೊ ಅವರು ವಾರಸುದಾರರಿಗೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಪೋಷಕರಿಗೆ ಅವರ ಸಾವಿನ ದುಃಖವನ್ನು ಭರಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಕೊಡಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ದೇವರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿನೂ ಕೂಡ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
I've ordered for a magisterial inquiry into the matter.
ಹೌದು, ಜಿಲ್ಲಾಧಿಕಾರಿಯಿಂದ ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ
The district commissioner would be
ಯಾರು
heading the
ತಪ್ಪಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ
to find out who the culprit is, who is responsible for this unexpected tragedy.
ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತವಾದಂಥ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ. ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
Mr. Once again making it clear that it was an unexpected tragedy and the government had not expected that so many people would turn up. In fact, he also said that Chinnaswamy Stadium can only accommodate 35,000 people, but 2 to 3 lakh of them turned up. Crazy numbers that the government had not expected. Chief Minister repeating his statements again that this was an unexpected tragedy, not seen coming by the Karnataka government at all.
ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಚಿಟ್ಟು ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತವಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಜನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಪ್ಪ. ನೀನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕತೆ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತವಾಗಿ ಜನ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು.
Sir, including the cabinet minister from the central government are saying that the Congress government here is busy in photo op. They forgot to do their duty today is what the union ministers are also tweeting, sir.
No. I do not want to play politics here in this case. BJP people are playing politics. I do not want to play politics. That is why ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತವಾದಂಥ ಜನ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾರು ತಪ್ಪಿತಸ್ಥರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದು ಭದ್ರತಾ ವೈಫಲ್ಯ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ಯಾವುದೇ ವೈಫಲ್ಯ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವುದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ.
ಪೂರ್ವ ತಯಾರಿಯಿಂದ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಯಿತು, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದುರಂತ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆರೋಪ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಆರೋಪ ಕೇಳಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. What was the urgency?
ನಾನು I do not want to defend the incident, the tragedy so happened. I do not want to defend. I do not want to play politics in this. Our government is not going to play politics in this. See, let us see the outcome of the magisterial report. I will give 15 days time.
Sir, is there preliminary information what exactly happened during the stampede? So what created the chaos?
See, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, there are very small gates. I hope that you have visited the cricket stadium. There are small gates. The people entered through the gates.
You have broken the gates.
They have broken the gates also. So stampede has taken place. Nobody has expected so much of crowd will come because the capacity of the stadium is only 35,000 people. Only 35,000 seats are there. But 2 to 3 lakh people have come to participate in the celebration. So that is why, see, ಮೇಲ್ನೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹಂಗನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರೇಮ ಪೇಶಿ, it looks like that. It doesn't mean that ನಾನು ಖಚಿತವಾಗಿ ಏನು ನಡೆದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. That is why I ordered magisterial inquiry and I given 15 days time.
Rahul Gandhi has tweeted. Your leader Rahul Gandhi has just tweeted, sir. Every safety protocol for public event must be reviewed by the government and strictly enforced. ಅಂತ ಟ್ವೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸರ್ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ. ಎಸ್ ನಾವು ಸರ್
ನಾನು ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ರಿ, ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ತಾಳಪ್ಪ.
ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಸರ್. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂಡ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಸಿಟಿ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಡ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು.
ಯಾರು?
ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಸಿಟಿ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಅವರು.
ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು? ಡಿ ಸಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರ ಹಂಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮೈಸೂರು ಡಿ ಸಿ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಡಿ ಸಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರ ಹಂಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು? ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ? ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಪ್ಪ ನಿನಗೆ? ನೀವು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂತಪ್ಪ? ಹಿರಿಯ ಯಾವ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸಿ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಮಗೇನು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ. ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅರಮನೆ ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದ ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾರು ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಖಾಂತ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಹೋಗೂ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗೋದು. ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಕಲ್ಲು ಓಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ, ಚಪ್ಪಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕೂರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ಯಾರು
ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲೂ
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲೋ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲೇನ್ ನಡೀತು? ನನಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನೂ ನಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ನನಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ, ನನಗಿರೋ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನೂ ನಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ.
Chief Minister Siddaramaiah says that nothing happened in front of Vidhan Sauda according to his information.
ಈ ತರದವು ಅನೇಕ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಪೀಡ್ಗಳು ನಡೆದಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ನಾನು ನಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ.
A lot of such stampedes have happened before.
ನಡೆದಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಹಿಂದೆ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂಭಮೇಳದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಒಳಗುತ್ತಾ ನಾನು?
I'm not here to defend by saying that similar stampede had happened in Kumbh Mela as well.
ಸತ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಪೀಡ್
50-60 had died in Kumbh Mela stampede.
ಯಾರು? ನಾನು ಟೀಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನ? ನಾನ್ ಟೀಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನ್ರಿ? ನಾನ್ ಟೀಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನ? ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದವರು? ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ನಿಂದ ಬೇರೆ. ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನ?
I had not made politics during Kumbh Mela stampede. I had never done that. Leaders from Congress party might have done it, but Karnataka government, and especially me, I have not criticized anybody during Kumbh Mela stampede. I have never paid politics in stampede issue.
ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ನಾವು ಕರೆದಿಲ್ರಿ, ನಾವು ಕರೆದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರು ಕೇಳಪ್ಪ, ಕೇಳ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನೀವೇ ನಿಮ್ನೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದ್ರ ಏನು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ? ಹಿಂಗೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಹಂಗೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ನೀವು. ನಾವು ಕರೆದಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವ್ರು ಕರೆದಿದ್ರು. ಅವ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ
We had not invited the players. It was the cricket association who had invited them.
ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧ ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದವು.
We had only merely given permission.
ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನಡೆದಿರೋದು ಇವತ್ತು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ನೀವು ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವೇನು ಬರೀತಿದ್ರಿ? ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಬರೀತಿದ್ರಿ.
If we had not given permission, we would have received a bad name from you, saying that the government has not permitted the celebration. Chief Minister saying that saying that it wasn't the government that had invited, but it was the association that had organized it, but the government has only given a go-ahead.
ಕೇಳಪ್ಪ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ. ಈ ದುರಂತ ನಡಿಬಾರ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು.
This tragic incident should not have happened.
ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಈ ದುರಂತಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಮರುಗ್ತೀವಿ, ದುಃಖಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು
We extend our condolences for the tragic event.
ನಾವು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಡೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್.
Our duty is only to deploy police officers for the event.
ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ.
Our duty is only to give adequate security and police protection, not to organize the event.
ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ
But an unfortunate event has happened. And that's why we have ordered a magisterial inquiry.
ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
ಇಲ್ಲ.
In hindsight, do you feel that more police should have been deployed near the stadium?
They are today questioning the Chief Minister as to if more policemen should have been deployed at the spot.
People available in Mysore city, they are deployed.
Bengaluru city. Bengaluru city.
Chief Minister saying that the entire police force in Bengaluru, the Bengaluru police forces have been deployed.
Same police people were doing the security job
during the matches.
This time also they were doing this security job. See, of course, it should not have been happened. This tragedy should not have been happened. We are with the sufferers, victims.
ಸರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ಕೂಡ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿದೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಬಾರಿ 1.5 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕೂಡ 1.5 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನ ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಳಾಂತರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಸರ್
ಯಾವುದನ್ನ
ಪ್ರತಿ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿದೆ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬಂದಿರೋ
ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ್ದು ಭದ್ರತೆ ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮೇಲೆ ಉಳಿದಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನಾವು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಭದ್ರತೆಯನ್ನು ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಜನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬರಬೇಕು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬರಬೇಕು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಪಾಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ ಬಂದರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಪ್ಪ
Fans and members who had received passes and tickets should have come, but the numbers who turned up were way more than the passes issued.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೀಟ್ಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಪಾಸ್ಗಳು ಕೊಡೋದು.
The number of tickets sold would equal the number of seats in the stadium. So only those people who held the passes should have turned up for the event.
ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ನೆಗ್ಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೀರಾ ಸರ್
Question being asked to Chief Minister if this is negligency of Cricket Association. Chief Minister replies that an inquiry has been ordered to really find out who is the culprit.
ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿ ಆಗಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚಿತವಾಗಿ ನಾನೇ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈಗಲೇ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ
Chief Minister says that he can't really find out the reason before an inquiry is done.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Truly heartbreaking. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah giving details of the tragedy, and it's the Chief Minister's bizarre defense where he says that only those who were given tickets should have come. Stampede also happened in Kumbh, and that there was no politics. At least he did not do any politics over Kumbh. There should be no politics over what happened here. 35,000 was the seating capacity at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, but according to the Chief Minister, between 2 lakh to 3 lakh cricket lovers turned up. And some of the images, and we cannot even show you those images of the stampede that took place, they're truly horrifying. Some very young children, they've lost their lives. Children who were caught in the stampede. And as the Chief Minister said, the crowds that surged, they broke through the gates of the Chinnaswamy Stadium. But imagine a capacity of 35,000 and the Chief Minister says more than 2 to 3 lakh came. He said, we did not organize this. This was organized by the Cricket Association. So clearly the Siddaramaiah government is washing its hands off the organization of this cricket celebration or the IPL trophy celebration. Royal Challengers Bangalore, after 18 years, the trophy was coming to Bangalore and for the first time for the home team. And that is why perhaps between 2 to 3 lakh people, according to the Chief Minister, turned up at a stadium where passes had been issued, according to him, only for about 30 to 35,000 people. And he said, what could I do? Had I not given clearance for this, people would have said that why wasn't this cleared? But whatever, their only job was to provide police for arrangements. But was that adequate? So a magisterial inquiry has been ordered. The magistrate has been directed to submit his report in 15 days. The sad part is 11 people, and especially youngsters. One child is just about 13 years old. So a 13-year-old teenager, some young boys, some young girls are amongst those who've lost their lives. Nagarjun Dwarkanath joins me for more on this. And in between this press conference, the Chief Minister also lost his cool, virtually telling a journalist to shut up and sit down. Give us details of what all the Chief Minister said. 15 days for a magisterial inquiry, 10 lakh rupees for compensation for next of kin. Bring us other highlights, Nagarjun.
Well, Chief Minister has just announced a DC inquiry, 10 lakh compensation to be given to the families of the deceased members, and all the injured will be taken care. The hospital will be giving free treatments. The government would take care of their treatment as well. And he said he would not like to play politics. Right now, I'm joined with a Congress legislator, Mr. Dr. Rangnath as well. Sir, you have heard the Chief Minister say that this was an unexpected tragedy. He is not going to defend it, but an inquiry will be ordered. But the BJP is saying the onus is on the government. Both Deputy Chief Minister and the Chief Minister were busy shooting Instagram reels instead of taking care of the people.
See, this is not the first time a program is happening. And this is not the big gathering which has happened. But there was 18 years gap of this trophy winning. There was untoward incidents which is not supposed to happen. It has happened. Even nobody guessed that kind of frenzy mob reactions from the public. So we need, for the same reason, we are just putting into a magistrate inquiry to know what are the lapses being done. So in fact, we are also really saddened by this tragedy, and we are with the victims. We are taking the onus, and definitely we will correct the system.
You're a doctor by profession yourself. Tell us what would have happened to those 11 people, how suffocating was it, or what would be the cause of death at that point of time?
Generally, there is a strategy of going in a crowd. You need to avoid the stampede. Once you are fallen on the ground, there is a procedure. You need to, we say in medical terms, you need to fall on the lateral side. So if you fall on the, on your back, they'll press on your chest, they'll stamp on your abdomen, they'll definitely, naturally, there will be a suffocation. If you fall on your stomach, naturally, they'll be stamping on your spine. So for that reason, you need to fall on the side. And you need to hold in a crumpled position, what we do in a airway when there is a bad time which we see. So there are procedures which we should educate the people in this kind of incidents. What are the procedures, how to avoid the stampede?
This is Dr. Rangnath is a legislator and an MLA. He himself is a qualified doctor as well, sir. But there's also a question that when the deaths were happening, the government still went into the stadium, lifted the trophy. Isn't the government should have been more sensible? Isn't it the part of the government to be more sensitive towards these incidents and maybe call off or even tell the Cricket Association saying, let's cancel this event. We have to respect what has happened.
No, to my knowledge, this incident has happened after the Vidhan Saudha incidents, I believe. So the government, once everybody came to know that incidents happened, everybody rushed to hospital. Even CM sir, DCM sir, Home Minister together, they rushed to Boring Hospital. I don't think so. That kind of overreacted by our government, I believe. We were really very much happy to receive the RCB the team, but this untoward incidents, it has saddened us.
Fine. Thank you so much. That was Dr. Rangnath, and I also have Mr. Rizwan Arshad. He's the MLA where Vidhan Saudha comes in his constituency, the High Court comes in his constituency, the stadium comes in his constituency, and also the hospital, the people are admitted, comes in his constituency. So you were there at the event also. What exactly happened? The BJP is saying the Congress government failed in handling this event.
See, I don't think so. This is the time to politicize the tragedy we are facing. The fact of the matter is, after 18 years, when the RCB has won this tournament, people are too emotional. They've all come out. The capacity of the stadium is 33,000. And the crowd which gathered there was more than 3 lakh, right? And all the people wanted to enter the stadium. And the match got concluded late night, and the Cricket Association wanted to celebrate, and today the morning they informed the administration. Since there was a special request, we did agree. Fortunately, we did organize a program on the grandstands of Vidhan Saudha where nearly 1 lakh people gathered there too. Otherwise, this crowd would also have gone to the stadium. That would have been a bigger tragedy. So very unfortunate. Our government has very clearly said that we will inquire. There will be a magisterial inquiry, time bound within 15 days, and we will ensure that if there are any lapses in this organizing this whole thing, people will be punished.
Should have been more police deployed? Should the Cricket Association have spoken to you more often, or at least communicated better, saying that which gate people would be allowed, which gate we need more security? You think in hindsight this could have been done better?
I think, yes, in hindsight, a lot of things can be planned, understood much better. We should refrain ourselves from overnight deciding to have a celebration.
Very true.
That is a kind of thing we have understood, that no overnight kind of decisions to celebrate. Although people are
Nagarjun, if you can hear me, please ask him. Fair enough, the crowds were excited. What was the administration doing? Was the administration as excited? Why didn't the administration deploy adequate number of police personnel? Why weren't the crowds channelized? Now, the first thing that the administration is taught, whether you're an IPS officer or an IAS officer, the first thing you're taught is crowd control. Why is it that if only 35,000 passes were issued, why were 3 lakh people there?
I'm just putting you on the loudspeaker, Gaurav. Could you please repeat the question?
Sir, my question is simple. The crowds were excited. Yes, it's the trophies coming after 18 years. But what was the administration doing from morning? Why weren't adequate arrangements put in place to ensure that if 35,000 passes have been issued, 3 lakh people should not assemble? There were holding areas that should have been made. Was all this planning done? Or did just everyone go, in that herd mentality, let's see what happens? No planning.
You think the administration should have put in better planning because you knew what would happen. People would come after 18 years, the cup had come home. There would be a lot of fans coming. You saw what had happened last night. Also, the administration should have been done better. The more police should have been deployed as a question.
The whole Bangalore City Police was on the roads. They were deployed. They were on duty. I think if not, there would have been much bigger tragedy. The way I myself have seen it personally, that would have been a bigger tragedy than what we are seeing today if the administration was not alert. But having said that, I don't want to say something to escape from this responsibility. A magisterial inquiry will be held. People will be held responsible who might have taken responsibility and not delivered the way they should have delivered. Definitely it will be fine.
A 13-year-old child, Mr. Rizwan Ahmad, and you're well aware, a 13-year-old child is amongst those who've been killed. Youngsters have died. Now, India Today has accessed, and I want our viewers to look at those videos. The moment of that stampede, look at the way the crowds are just being shepherded there or are rushing. Where was the police? Why didn't additional police be called in? If these were many people were coming in, watch this. The police, inadequate. Where were senior officers? Supervision found wanting. This is where leadership comes in. This is where crowd control comes in. And that's the first lesson that IAS and IPS officers are taught about crowd management. Because whether it's temples or mosques or celebrations, one thing you know in India, there will be crowds. So the administration is taught crowd control. The opposition, of course, is taking on the government. Their question is, was everyone just more interested in getting a picture taken with Virat Kohli and the team and not looking after administration outside? And that is where these people were stuck. What is even more appalling, celebrations were underway at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. The Deputy Chief Minister in attendance, all of that continued as people were dying outside. That's a fact that people are reporting on ground. So where was administration helping people at that point of time? And these are questions that perhaps that magisterial inquiry will seek answers to. Nikhil Naz also joins me on this debate, on this discussion. Also, reports of our reporters. I want to bring in Nikhil, if you can hear me. And I also want to bring in Dr. Nagendra Rangappa, spokesperson of the BJP, joining us on the show. Tehseen Poonawala joins us on the show. Sandeep Anirudhan is a citizen activist. Commodore G.J. Singh is a defense analyst, a resident of Bengaluru. Incidentally, he was there. Yashovardhan Azad, former top police officer, again somebody who will talk to us about what transpired there. So was this failure to anticipate the enthusiasm of cricket lovers in Karnataka, or is this far more serious than that? I want to bring in our guests into this broadcast, and Commodore G.J. Singh, I want to begin by asking you, sir, you were there. What happened?
You see, Gaurav, first of all, let me tell you the extent of emotion that gripped Bangalore was visible right from yesterday evening, yesterday night, because the whole skyline of Bangalore was illuminated with the red-colored, multicolored crackers and totally illuminated with multicolored crackers. Now, when you know that you expect a large number of people there in lakhs, hordes, multitude, throngs of people coming in, I think the very choice of the venue was wrong. We have a palace ground very close to it, to Vidhan Sabha. I think that would have been a much better choice. When
you were there, right? What happened? Was the police there? I just want to understand from you, what happened there? Commodore G.J. Singh.
No, what happened there was that I had gone there to my Army Officers Institute, very close by to the Chinnaswamy Stadium. And when I went close by, I saw that the crowd there was totally uncontrollable. I think something had triggered, as it has been revealed now, that it was because of the slab collapsing, the drain slab collapsing and people falling into it. Moment I saw that kind of, people running helter-skelter in confusion, I retreated, frankly, because I did not think it wise to go forward.
Fair enough. Let me also bring in Sandeep Anirudhan into this conversation. Sandeep, can the administration and the government get away by saying too many fans turned up, much more than anticipated? They thought there'll be 30 to 35,000 and 2 to 3 lakh came?
Gaurav, that's an incredibly irresponsible statement from the government. In India, cricket is religion. They should have expected a few lakh of people, especially when this was a win after 18 years of wait. The city was delirious right from yesterday. Even average citizens can estimate that there would have been lakhs of people for any sort of victory parade. Victory parades happening, they happen, they get managed. And it's not rocket science. The city administration, the police should have been able to estimate and ensure crowd control. They failed totally at it. The malaise, this is a symptom actually. The larger malaise is that we don't have a city government. We haven't had elections for 5 years. We don't have corporators or a mayor whom we can hold responsible. The people who are claiming to run the city are from the next tier of government, which is the state government. And we have a chief minister and a deputy chief minister who are obsessed with being the mayor and deputy mayor of the city, whereby they don't do anything right for the city as well as they ignore the state. So we have a case of a headless chicken running the state of Karnataka. These politicians have no clue what they're doing, and we are seeing the outcomes of very poor governance, zero planning, and this is not just the last 2-3 years. I think Bengaluru is dying a slow death. It's been 3 decades in the coming. We don't have planning, we don't have governance. This Supreme Court itself called out our city as being an excellent example of urban ruin due to haphazard development. I think we are paying the price of a success. The politicians here are extremely greedy and they don't want to provide governance. This is the problem.
Some of the images,
and it's
Sandeep,
very
are so heartbreaking that we cannot even put them out on television, like a young child who just can't breathe, who's, after that stampede and the manner in which the victims are being taken. But Dr. Rangappa, is this the fault of the administration, the police? Why is the Siddaramaiah government being blamed? They're saying, let's not have any politics on a tragedy.
See,
First of all, I would like to condole the deaths that have occurred. It is totally unfortunate. It should not happen. And if it happens due to some person's negligence and insensitive behavior, it reflects the state of law and order in Karnataka. We have always been saying that the Karnataka law and order has collapsed. There is no proper administration that is happening. What do you mean to say that we didn't expect more than 35,000 people about 100 meters from Vidhan Saudar center of Bangalore Power Center? You can't escape by saying that we will have to come forward. Why did you not plan? People have joined the celebration, and you are so insensitive that inside the stadium, that function keeps going on, and there is nothing happening outside. Sir, as a doctor, let me tell you, the ambulance has reached there 40 minutes after this incident. There was no ambulance placed. So what is the meaning of this? This is gross negligence, criminal negligence on the part of Siddaramaiah government.
Okay, Tehsin Poonawala, you want to respond to that? Because amongst the dead is a 13-year-old child and 11 dead. The opposition very clearly says it's total failure of the administration. There was chaos. Now, if there was a parade to happen, and I want to read out to you what the Home Minister has been quoted as saying. Was there to be a parade? Was there not to be a parade? There was so much confusion that no one knew what was going to happen.
Gaurav, at the onset, gratitude to Commodore Singh for his services to our nation. Thank you so much, sir, for your services. For people like you, we are safe. Gaurav, thank you for having me on the show. I would not like to, unlike the BJP spokesperson, I would not do politics. I remember I was on your show during the Kumbh Mela and I never did politics. But there is a general thing in India, and it's across party lines, across states, and Gaurav will agree with me. We don't value human lives. I agree with one thing. Once this tragedy happened, this should have shut. Period. I tweeted about it myself. I have a young child, Gaurav, and that broke my heart. You can't do this. And how long are we going to blame IPS officers, IAS officers, or police? They do their best. They are stressed out in their jobs. It is ultimately, if the police put in the protocols, the politicians across party lines get angry with them. They don't put in the protocols, people don't listen. At some point, we have to pause and ask ourselves, are we doing the right thing? And we as citizens need to take accountability. We as citizens need to take accountability from our leaders. What is going on? Once you knew that this kind of celebrations happened last night, it was obvious media was covering it. There was going to be a lot of people. Of course, the administration should have put its foot down. There should have been more SOPs. There should have been more drones, AI-driven drones. These things should have happened. Hindsight is always 20/20. Even the cricketers, I'm surprised, and I have a lot of respect for them. But when you knew the tragedy happened, it's all over social media. You should have just walked away. Shouldn't have continued the program. I hope, despite being a vote of the opposition, an FIR is filed against the organizers. Whoever the organizers are, an FIR must be filed. People should be hauled up. I hope the magistrate inquiry comes in 15 days. And as the Honorable Chief Minister says, justice should be given to those people who are injured. This is not a country where people are allowed, lives are allowed
those who've died. Because Sandeep Anirudhan, when you look at those images, that there are people that are, amongst the fans, they are performing CPR. They are trying to resuscitate people. Where were ambulances? The BJP says the first ambulance came 40 minutes late. There are other eyewitnesses who are saying the same. The ambulances were late. We don't value human lives at all in our country. And can the Chief Minister get away by saying, we didn't organize it, the Cricket Association did. We would have looked bad had we not given permission, so we gave permission.
That's moving away from responsibility. Any event of public nature and which has to be held at this scale requires police permission and permission from at least 10 other departments. So prima facie, the government has failed in its responsibility. They should not have given permission if they don't see it fit that sufficient facilities have not been provided. And I don't buy this argument they didn't expect a big crowd. India is a cricket crazy country. Cricket is religion here. Any small event will bring lakhs of fans and they will be unruly. It's a given. And it's not like we cannot manage victory parades. We've been managing them. I mean, throughout the RCB history itself, there is a team winning every year. and they go back and celebrate in their city. It's not something new. It's a failure of civic administration, and that's because we don't have an administration in the city which is in connect with the people. It is being run by bureaucrats on behalf of the state politicians right now. That's where it's fundamentally flawed. We don't have a city government. We deserve one under the 74th Amendment, and we don't have one. And be it BJP or Congress, whenever they are in power, they will prevent elections. That is all they do. They prevent elections so that the state ministers can keep dipping their.
There's a statement that's being attributed to the Karnataka Home Minister Parmeshwara Rao indicating that there was not going to be an official celebration following the team win. Despite this, we are told a large crowd gathered outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium, which led to confusion. Initially, the Bengaluru traffic police also claimed that the parade was cancelled. Later, they said that they were just making preparations just in case. Now, does that indicate the kind of chaos that prevailed? 5,000 policemen, we are told, on duty to manage a crowd of what, 2 to 3 lakhs that the Chief Minister says turned up?
Sir, if you say that I didn't know that such a program was happening, then what are you telling me? Are you telling me that you have failed in your duties? Or if you say that we knew that so many people were coming, so we didn't have too many people, so we didn't post them, then are you going to tell us when so many people are getting assembled, you don't have an ambulance? And are you telling me that the organizers didn't have any role to play there and you allowed them to have the function? This indicates that there is total failure of government in Karnataka. The Home Minister, not only in this incident, in many other incidents, has shown a similar attitude, and there is total collapse of law and order. And this is the pinnacle which is reflected in such a sad incident.
You know, Tehseen Poonawala, BCCI Vice President Rajiv Shukla says this is a tragedy. There should be no politics on it. The BCCI and the Cricket Association, they've actually distanced themselves, saying that this was an event by the government. The government saying it's not our event, it was by the Cricket Association. All we've done is we've provided police security. That was all that our job was. That's all that we did. And this just shows the moment there's a tragedy, nobody's stepping up to take responsibility.
But that is Gaurav expected in our country. I mean, even if you say there was, I don't even want to go to the Mahakumbh because that was an extraordinary event. Let's look at the other, you know, in Uttar Pradesh, there was a Godman where there was also a massive stampede that took place where I think 100 odd people passed away. Again, there was so much passing the buck between the DM, the other administrators, the local government. Then in Telangana government, and I'm purposely saying BJP Congress, so there's no politics. Then actor, there was a stampede out there. Ultimately, the DCP had to come down and move the actor out. He refused to listen to us, to the inspectors on duty. I think there are a couple of things that we all have to understand. We need to start respecting officers on duty. Number two, yes, I'm glad that the police were there. What about the other arrangements? What about the fire brigade, the ambulances, water stops, immediate medical facilities? Look, when I used to run restaurants, I went abroad and did a management course in crowd management. And the reason I had to go abroad is there is no course in India for crowd management. We are honestly, हम राम जी के भरोसे पे, हम अल्लाह के भरोसे पे. It's honestly, we get away through luck, and that's not how it should be.
Give me a moment. I quickly want to cut across and listen into the Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar.
ತಾವೊಬ್ಬ ಅಸಮರ್ಥ ಹಾಗೂ ಅದಕ್ಷ ಎಂಬುವರ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸಾಬೀತುಪಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಮ್ಮ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಆಟಗಾರರ ಅತಿ ಹತ್ತಿರದಿಂದ ಕಣ್ಣು ತುಂಬಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳು ಕಾಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದು, ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳು ಈ ಸಂಭ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಕಲ್ಲು ಹಾಕಿದ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ್. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು ಗೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಮುನ್ನೆಚ್ಚರಿಕೆಯಾಗಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಯಾರು ಬರಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಐ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಅಲೋ ಎನಿವನ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಸ್ಬನ್. ನಾನು ಕೋರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ ಕನಕಪುರಕ್ಕೆ. ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಜನ ಈಚೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನೋಡಿ ರಶ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗಡೆನೂ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಇದು ಆಕಸ್ಮಿಕವಾಗಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ನಾವ್ಯಾರೂ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. 2 hours ಗಾಡ್ ವಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೆಟ್ರೋ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯತೆ ಬಂತು. ನಮ್ಮ MLA ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸೂ ಅವ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದವರು ಕೆಂಗೇರಿಯಿಂದ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ರಶ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತಿತ್ತು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇದನ್ನು. ಸೊ ಇಂಥ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, BJPಯವರು ಹೆಣದ ಮೇಲೆ ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
BJP is doing politics over dead bodies.
ರವಿ ಏನು ಟ್ವೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು RCB ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಅವರು ಏನು ಟ್ವೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ?
Preeti Ravi and the BJP are playing politics over dead bodies.
ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅವರ ಭಾವನೆನ ನಾವು ತಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮರಿ ವಯಸ್ಸಾದವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮಧ್ಯರಾತ್ರಿನೂ ರಸ್ತೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈಗೂ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋರು ಅವರು.
We can't find fault with the emotions and sentiments of the people of Bengaluru.
ಅವರು ಇದು RCB ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ನ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ನಮ್ಗೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾರು ಒಬ್ರು ಜೀವ ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ನಮಗೆ.
Human lives are very important.
ವೆರಿ ಸಾರಿ.
We are aware of it. We are very sorry.
ಆಗಬಾರ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು.
This tragic incident should not have happened.
We never expected such a incident would have happened. Of course, no one want, no political party or no officials doesn't want. They have done their best in their, but it was uncontrollable crowd. We never expected such a big following. After 18 years, they have been looking at something great. It was a team effort which has happened, and you see the crowd. They have left all their jobs, all their places, and they have been. The entire Vidhan Sabha came on the street, outside. I could see the Manipal Hospital, all the other IT people, everything worked out. HAL, entire HAL staff was there in the airport itself. So,
sir, at 9:30 in the morning, there was a program list released by RCB without consulting the state government. They only spoke about.
I'm telling you, that is what I'm telling you. That is, they released it. I don't want to comment much, find fault on others. I don't want to fault others. So now myself and Chief Minister, we discussed with our Pollution Control Board Chairman also. Tomorrow, except the cabinet meeting, all other programs stands.
No celebrations.
Postponed, no celebration or any program, including the pollution.
All celebrations and cabinet meetings that are supposed to happen tomorrow have been postponed.
World Environment Day, even myself from the corporation, day after tomorrow I will conduct in a small this Nenru Planet. Now
all celebrations and events related to government has been cancelled tomorrow.
Celebration cancel ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. Cabinet ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರ್ತದೆ ನಾಳೆ.
Cabinet meeting will go on as per schedule, however.
ನಾವು ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ರನ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು 8 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ನಾನು ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ರನ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು, ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಐ ಅಪೀಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್. ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ದಿನಾಂಕ ನಿಗದಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾಲೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು, ಅದು ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಡೀತದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೌರವ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಮೌನ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ನೋವು ಉಂಟಾಗಿದೆ.
ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಾ ಏನಾದರೂ? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೆನ್ನೆಷ್ಟೇ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನಡೆದಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಇಂಥ ಜನ ಸೇರಿ
ನಾನು ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ಯಾರ ಮೇಲೂ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ, ಯಾರು ಜನ ಏನು ಎತ್ತ ಏನು ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸು ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮನೆಗೂ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮರಿನೆಲ್ಲ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಸಮೇತ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ರವಿನೇ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. That was the emotion bondage with everyone.
That's the emotion that people carry.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗೋನೆ, ಅವನು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ 10 ಫೋನು ಬಿಡಿ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ?
Did at least any of the team management speak to you, sir? Did they convey the condolence message from the team also? Sir,
ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು.
Has the team conveyed their condolence message?
ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು. Yes, they condoled the message. ನಾನು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಐ ಗೇವ್ ದೆಮ್ ಎ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ದೆಮ್ within 10 minutes this program should be closed. Miss, I took the secretary also. He also, they all agreed.
The celebratory event that was there to felicitate the players, Preeti Choudhry says that he requested the function to end within 10 to 15 minutes post the stampede.
We sent a lot of police people around them also. We didn't want any incident to happen also. They just closed. And we requested Kohli also to just go. You saw the everything. They, for a courtesy sake, to show that they have handed over this gift to Karnataka. That is what. They just, within one minute.
They requested Virat Kohli also to wrap up the celebrations and schedule.
See, I am telling you, God willingly, I am telling you, this is unexpected crowd.
So the celebrations in Karnataka, Royal Challengers Bengaluru winning the IPL trophy after 18 long years, and massive celebrations were planned, turned into tragedy. 11 people have lost their lives, 47 are injured, 33 still in hospital. But the big question still remains, who's responsible for this? Whose negligence led to this tragedy? We will continue to ask questions on India First, but that is all I have for you on this special broadcast. Many thanks for watching. News and updates continue on India Today. Stay with us.
Association with Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the edge of excellence.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
Long night?
You have no idea.
I got you.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro. Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the edge of excellence.
Hi, here are the top headlines presented by Motorola. RCB IPL win celebration in Bengaluru. DK Shivkumar welcomes champions. BJP slams Rahul for surrender remark, calls it insult to armed forces. Monsoon session of parliament to sit from 21st July.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 36 and minimum 25 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 30 and minimum 23 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 39 and minimum 23 degrees. Bengaluru, maximum 29 and minimum 21 degrees. Chennai, maximum 35 and minimum 28 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 35 and minimum 25 degrees.
ऐसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।